I'm sure you've heard the news. China's aggressive move to eliminate reliance on the US dollar is sending shockwaves through global markets. De-dollarization is a big word, but it's actually a simple idea. It means using fewer US dollars in global transactions and reserves. Essentially, it refers to a decline in the dollar's dominance in international trade and finance. Over the years, the US dollar has been the go-to currency for global trade, investments, and reserves. However, countries and businesses are increasingly looking for alternatives to reduce their dependency on the dollar. They want to conduct transactions in other currencies, such as the euro, yen, or even emerging digital currencies. This trend has significant implications for the global financial system and the U.S. economy. The U.S. dollar has held the title of the world's primary reserve currency for decades, giving the U.S. considerable economic and geopolitical leverage. This status has allowed the U.S. to influence global trade policies and maintain a strong position in international affairs. However, the landscape is changing. The rise of emerging economies and new technologies are challenging the dollar's supremacy. As countries explore new financial systems and digital currencies, the future of global finance is poised for a significant transformation. China's economic ascent is undeniable. With its growing economic might comes a desire for greater autonomy and influence on the global stage. De-dollarization is a key part of this strategy. China aims to reduce its reliance on the US dollar and promote the use of its own currency, the yuan. There are several reasons for this. First, China seeks to insulate itself from potential economic risks associated with US policies. Second, promoting the yuan's internationalization would enhance China's global standing and give it a greater say in the global financial system. The potential consequences of de-dollarization for the U.S. are significant. A decline in the dollar's dominance could lead to a decrease in demand for U.S. exports. This is because other countries would be less likely to hold U.S. dollars as reserves. They would be more inclined to use their own currencies or other alternatives. Furthermore, a weaker dollar could result in higher import prices for U.S. consumers. This could fuel inflationary pressures. Additionally, the U.S. might find it more expensive to borrow money in international markets. This could impact government spending and investment. Section 4. The rise of alternatives. New players on the global stage. As the global financial landscape evolves, new players are emerging, challenging the dominance of traditional systems. The shift away from the US dollar has spurred the emergence of alternative payment systems. These systems are not just limited to traditional banking, but also include innovative digital solutions. China has been actively developing its own cross-border interbank payment system, known as CRIPPLES, or Cross-Border Interbank Payment System. This initiative is part of China's broader strategy to internationalize its currency and reduce reliance on the US dollar. CRIPPLES facilitates transactions in yuan, providing an alternative to the SWIFT system, which is currently dominated by the US dollar. By offering a robust and secure platform, CRIPPLES aims to attract more global participants. In addition to CRIPPLES, other countries are exploring alternative payment mechanisms and digital currencies. These efforts are driven by the desire to enhance financial sovereignty and reduce exposure to geopolitical risks. For instance, the European Union has been promoting the use of the euro in international trade. By encouraging the euro's use, the EU aims to strengthen its economic influence and provide a stable alternative to the dollar. Some countries are also considering launching their own central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. These digital currencies represent a significant shift in how money is issued and managed. These digital currencies could offer faster and cheaper cross-border transactions. By leveraging blockchain technology, CBDCs have the potential to revolutionize the global financial system, making it more inclusive and efficient. Section 5. A gradual transformation, the long road ahead. While de-dollarization is a growing trend, it's important to note that full de-dollarization is unlikely to happen anytime soon. The US dollar remains deeply entrenched in the global financial system. It benefits from deep and liquid capital markets, strong legal frameworks, and a long history of stability. Moreover, any significant shift away from the dollar would require a viable alternative. While alternatives are emerging, None currently possess all the characteristics that make the US dollar so widely accepted. Building trust and confidence in new systems takes time. Section 6: A multipolar future reshaping the global economic order. De-dollarization is a symptom of a broader shift towards a more multipolar world. This shift is not just about the decline of the US dollar, but about the rise of other currencies and economic powers. Countries are seeking to reduce their dependency on a single currency and diversify their reserves. Emerging economies are playing an increasingly important role in the global economy. Nations like China, India, and Brazil are not just participants, but are becoming key drivers of economic growth. Their influence is expanding in areas such as trade, investment, and technology. They're demanding a greater say in shaping the rules of the international financial system. These countries are pushing for reforms in global institutions to better reflect their growing economic power and to ensure fairer representation. The future is likely to be characterized by a more diverse range of reserve currencies and payment systems. This diversification could lead to more stability in the global financial system, as reliance on a single currency can create vulnerabilities. This could lead to a more fragmented, but potentially more resilient, global financial landscape. A multipolar financial world might be more complex, but it could also be more adaptable to shocks and changes. As the world adapts to these changes, it will be crucial to manage transitions carefully and promote cooperation to ensure stability and prosperity. International collaboration and dialogue will be key in navigating this new economic landscape.